visiting some, what's it called? What's this called? Caverns?
Yeah, natural caverns.
Natural caverns. I'm about to go inside. Check it out, buy some tickets. And then we'll be recording. And some tickets for the double combo. Now, okay, we see it. Oh, whoa, not on video.
But where's your wallet?
Direction because I gotta pee real bad.
More steep and more wet, so we ask that you hold on to the handrails at all times, take slow, easy steps, and also don't make any sudden stops. The people behind you might not be able to stop as fast as you did because it is steep and wet. So always try to get down to the bottom as easy as possible. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, well, where you're currently standing used to be the uppermost room in our cavern, as a matter of fact. But geologists believe about 5,000 years ago, due to rain and weathering, the ceiling collapsed, leaving nothing but that 60-foot natural bridge behind us. That's how we get our name, Natural Bridge Caverns. Now, in the early 1900s, the local farmers and ranchers knew about the sinkhole, but they didn't know about the cavern itself. It wasn't until 1960 when 4 students from St. Mary's University Grotto knocked on the door of Clara Heidemann, who happens to be the property owner at the time. They asked her if they could go down on their property. She said no a few times. Eventually, she said, okay, fine, there's nothing to see. So they went down 3 times in 1960, and she was right, they couldn't find anything. Then, on the 4th trip, on March 27, 1960, they discovered 2 miles of cavern lay beneath here. All of a sudden, Clara got pretty excited about the idea, thought about some possibilities. 3 years later, in 1963, she took her car, her livestock, her house, everything she owned. She put it up for collateral with the bank. The bank gave her some money, and she started developing the cavern. 1 year later, on July 3rd, 1964, Natural Bridge Caverns opened to the public with its very first tour. A dedication ceremony was held just 1 month later on August 5th, 1964. You can actually see a plaque from that ceremony in the lower right-hand corner, given to the original discoverers and developers from Texas Governor John Connally at the time. The plaque in the upper left-hand corner was given to Clara herself in 1982 by her family and her employees, thanking her for making that gamble. It could have gone south, but instead it employed a lot of people, and it's been a huge staple in the community ever since. Now, if everybody could take your tickets, put them together by your individual groups. I'm going to rip them up before you go down. Once you go down there, they're going to take your photo as you go through the cabin. But there's
You can't even see nothing. Ooh. St. Mary's Hall.
Alrighty guys, single file distributor corridor right here. Please watch your head and your sides at all times.
Nice. We're pretty much going inside the caverns. 40 feet below ground level. Low humidity.
I haven't either. What are you doing?
It's so blurry.
This is like the caverns of like Vietnam, like the tunnels.
Of what?
Vietnam and stuff.
I don't know.
And the grills. Not the grills.
Yeah.
your remaining small room for a large fire. Now we do have some pretty cool formations in here. We have our dripstones and our flow stones. Some of our flow stones will be like our ribbon, which is pinched out from the wall right here. We also have a curtain which hangs from the wall. And when that grows and touches the ground, it turns into what we call cave drapery. Now we also are going to have some dripstones, our dripstones being our stalagmites, which might reach the ceiling, our stalactites, which hang tight to the ceiling. We also have our soda straws right here, which are hollow and allow water to pass through. And whenever a stalagmite reaches the ceiling, stalactite reaches the ground, and they simply meet in the middle, it does form what we call a column, which is what we have right here, or even right over there. Now, these formations actually start growing through rainwater. It goes in the ground, picks up CO2 from dead plants and animals. This CO2 will turn into weak carbonic acid. Now, once this weak carbonic acid goes through the limestone, it picks up the mineral calcite, and once that enters our cavern and it deposits, it actually releases that CO2, and the calcite deposits about a cubic inch every 100 years. So they do take for a really long time to grow. Now you guys are about to go down through your switchbacks. Keep in mind the trails are steep and wet. Take small careful steps and use the handrails. If you guys have any questions, feel free to stay back and ask, but if not, you guys can go ahead and make your way down. And to Sherwood Forest, the deepest point you guys will walk on and meet your next tour guide. Thank you. We are ready to make a speech in approximately 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes.
Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about this room we're standing in right here. Welcome to Castle of the White Giants. You guys are standing in the second largest room. That has a lot of our largest formations. One of them being our tallest column in all of Natural Bridge Caverns. We call it the Watchtower, and it stands 50 feet tall. We also have our
Water did recede into the aquifer, and as that happened, the ceiling began to collapse, layer by layer, piece by piece, until it reached a stable point, being the dome. The reason we know it's still stable now is if you look around, you're going to see a lot of these large chunks of rock. These are called breakdowns, and they used to be part of the ceiling, and they now have formations growing on top of them. So we do know that everything down here hasn't moved and has been still for a very long time. You guys are going to begin heading up Hall of the Mountain King. This is considered the most strenuous part of the tour today. So if you have any issues, make sure you let me know or the tour guide on top know. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, you're going to begin heading up. Just remember the trail is steep and wet, so take small, careful steps to use the hammer.